And we are live. All right, guys. I'm doing 2 lives in one day. What's up, everybody? This is Nikki with That Homeschool Live. And today, I'm not even going to do my intro. I'm just going to jump right into it. And I am doing questions. I'm answering your questions. I read every comment on all of my videos going back way back. And I just compiled a list of some of the questions. And I said, you know what? Let me just answer the people. So the people, I'm here. So let me get started. Where's my list? Okay, so I actually had a lot of math questions. And one of the questions I had was math competitions, math contest. And let me tell you how I got started with that as I show you those books. Now, I started early with my kids. I believe not just in having a very literate household. I believe in having a math literate household. And so in the beginning, I just exposed my children to everything math, books, pictures, symbols, all of that to take the fear out of math. So for your young ones, what did I do with it? I just had, here we go. This is a great start. It says Happy Pi Day. This is Dr. Seuss. And what I like about this series of books is that it rhymes. So rhyming is a wonderful way to remember, to recall, to make associations. And even though it's just about Pi Day, which is one day in March, it's a really great introduction into measurement, into the symbols, the math symbols, and it's fun to read. So I'm talking about preschool to like 3rd grade. These are great just to have lying around to read when you're going, bedtime stories. Oh, I forgot all the bedtime story books. Oh, man. I got about 15 books in my kids' rooms. Math books. Anyway, I'll make a video on math books. Okay, now these are published in England. These are British books or English books. And these are called Murderous Maths. And these are fun books. These are the same publishers that make the Horrible History, the Horrible Science series. And these are fun books. These books are fun. Lots of stories. They're short stories. They have lots of play on words. I think there are 8 or 9 books in the Murderous Math series. Okay, but something to note. You have 2 kinds of murderous math. You have, I think there are 4 in this series. These are for the younger kids. Not that one. It's like addition, subtraction, all of that. I'm gonna make another video and I'm gonna do a thorough review. But these are for the younger kids, and then the older kids go to like the thinner books, the smaller books, those books. But if you look at the titles, well, not these. The Fiendus Angletron, the science, I can't even read that because of the glare. They have really cool titles, really cool graphics and pictures. They kind of remind me of Mad Lib, the magazine. And you have all these great stories and jokes, lots of jokes that help you remember all of these math. Hey, what's up, Hassan? All these math concepts. Okay. Now, don't be afraid of this book, okay? I started my child on Mensa books in 1st grade. Now, look, you got the Mensa people who, they're real Mensa people. They're like doing algebra, geometry, trigonometry in 3rd grade. We're not going to mess with those people. But a lot of this Mensa stuff or highly gifted tags and all of that, it's just parents introducing their children to these concepts at a young age. I'm telling you, I've been doing math. My son has been doing math competitions since 2nd grade in UCLA math circles. He's been high, the upper echelons. And I talk to all those moms and dads, and I just digging for information. And I find a recurring theme the parents either had math or science backgrounds, or they just bombarded their kids with everything. So their kids had no fear about math. They didn't know they didn't know they were supposed to be afraid of math. Oh, that reminds me, where's my Joe book? They didn't know they were supposed to be afraid of math. And where's my Joe book? Okay, I'll get back to that in a minute. And so the kids just grew up just thinking, hey, this was normal. Hence this book. Now this one, I'm going to have my youngest one. This is our third time, really our second time using this. They're easy puzzles. They have the solutions in the back. You can figure it out. If not, Google is your friend. Have your child do half a page at a time. Build their confidence up. The main thing right now is exposure. So that's for the young set. I actually have more competition books. I didn't bring them because we don't use them anymore. My kids use them when they're in second and third grade and they're older. But anything by the Critical Thinking Company, pre-K to 12th grade, anything by the Critical Thinking Company, get Math Detective. Now this starts their training in analogies, patterns, critical thinking without being afraid. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. It's a lot of word problems, which is one reason why I started my children off with Singapore math, the intensive practice and the challenging word problems. I know I'm all over the place, guys, but I'm so excited. These help your thinking. They really help your thinking. So don't be afraid of this. Just do one problem at a time, one problem a day, a week. Anything by the Critical Thinking Company, get this. Okay. Math is universal, Hassan. Math is your friend. When you get into the Fibonacci sequence, sacred geometry, for those of you who are classical homeschoolers, you need to get the trivium and the quadrivium. You need to get that. It's a wonderful way to not be afraid of the universe. Do you use this as your main curriculum or as an add-on? Great question. Now, back in the day, our curriculum was Singapore math. Now, this is not the main book, but this is one of the books in the Singapore math curriculum. So we use Singapore math curriculum, also known as primary mathematics, because it was very challenging. And I found from talking to parents from Silicon Valley, from Caltech, y'all know I'm in outside of LA. So Caltech parents, Cal Berkeley parents, they love these books because it really helps to train their child's thinking. So that's why I got that. But now we use Beast Academy. That's another one. I have a video on that, but I'm going to have more videos on that. So I don't use that as curriculum. This is to make math fun for your child and to have math lying around. For example, you lay these babies around, they'll grab a snack and just read these. Now, as your kids get a little bit older, you can give them a math problem of the day. This is the 5-minute math problem of the day. Now, they're fun, they are challenging, but they do have solutions in the back. And so just if you do one a week, you're slowly training your child to be comfortable with outside the box thinking, to be comfortable with pattern recognition, to be comfortable with not linear thinking. Okay, in math you can't just have a linear thinking. So these books are all critical thinking books. All critical thinking books. Look at this: number, enumeration, patterns, operations, spatial sense. These are all, your child is going to be introduced to this from birth until the day they die in some way, shape, or form. Now, so that's just the beginning, getting your child immersed in math. Then once you find they might have some inkling, why do I have two of these? Oh, okay. The math detectives go from kindergarten up until 12th grade. Then we're going to move over to Edward ZACCARO. I never know how to say his name. Now, he's very, very popular in the math competition community. So I would start with primary grade challenge math. This is a really good one. Like my son, So for the person who asked about curriculum, these pull out during the summertime on the weekends, maybe after a long hopefully not long, a homeschool day, or if you do public school, this could be after they do their homework or in the morning before they go to school. Just have them do, some of this is really easy. It looks easy, but it's slowly training them in algebraic thinking. So just have them do half a page, each day in the morning. I don't care if it takes them 2 years to get through this book. They're going to get through it. So don't be afraid of that. So this would be like kinder to third grade. And then you have your upper elementary. And the same thing, it gets a little more involved. I got some names on here. You have the print gets smaller because they're adding more. They're actually adding problem sets. He's got his name all in this. All right. For once he listened. Wait, let me check the back. He usually loses steam toward the end of the book. All right, here we go. So stuff that looks like this. Okay, so no, I ain't gonna lie. A lot of this stuff was hard for me. So take your time. I actually had my child enrolled in a math competition class. He's actually been in this class for 5 years. If you have a math circle in your area, it doesn't matter where they are in math right now. Just get them in and get them exposed. I just thought that, they're going to have all these geniuses in the classroom, and some of them are, and some of them are just average kids whose parents just want them to be immersed in math. So upper math challenge, and then becoming a problem-solving genius, kind of the same, well, I don't care if you see his name, kind of the same format, but they're more word problems. And if you don't want that, you can always use Singapore Math's challenging word problems. And let me see. There you go. So here, I think you have problem sets. I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to show his name, our last name. Yeah. So that gives you an idea of what that looks like. They kind of look like the same, but they just get more in depth. So here on the back, because I know I'm rambling, but it shows you the levels and how to progress through the levels, and what the scope, just not the scope and sequence, but just what you're going to be focusing on, the skills you're going to be focusing on. Okay. So these are all great. Oh, I forgot this one. So for the younger set, when I say younger set, pre-K to like third grade, this is actually my favorite. And I buy this every year. Every year. It says grades 2 through 8. This is, I wish they had this in school. This, if you start doing more competitions and things like that, you'll have tests where you might not see a lot of numbers. Okay? This, and these are actually kind of fun. And when you go to the Critical Thinking Company, they have a series called Mind Benders, which is phenomenal. This is great. This is, I think, pre-K. Now this you can do with your child. You won't look like a dum-dum with your child. Okay? It's word problems, it's thinking. There you go. I mean, this is great. And these run about, I think, $9, maybe $7. I'm almost done with the math competition stuff, guys. Lollipop Magic and Logic Countdown. These have lots of reviews on Amazon. These are both really great. Lots of pictures, lots of cartoons to help ease the child into thinking. This is kind of similar to the visual discrimination. And then this is really just a lot of reading. So make sure your child is okay with their reading level. I would probably say third grade and up. Oh, it says it right here too. Third grade and up. Okay, and we'll be using this summer. And then finally, there's a Parent's Guide to Competitive Mathematics by Cleo Barak. Cleo is very, very famous in the math community. As a matter of fact, the intro series that he wrote, competitive mathematical series for children, for the elementary children. They're green books. It's 4 books. I don't have them anymore because my son did them when he was in 2nd grade. He's now in 7th grade. But this tells you like how to get started, what to look for, what materials work best with your child. Is your child mathematically inclined? You know, try this. If not, try that. So, and it's not, you can read this in one day. It's not intimidating at all. So don't be afraid of math. Don't think that everybody else in the room is smarter than your child. Because child, that is not the case. I was looking at kids and I'm looking at their pedigree and their parents. And I'm like, this child's about to, you know, blow the math Olympiads out the classroom, out the water. And this child is one broke leg, just limping and, you know, not enjoying it and not, you know, not wanting to do it. All right. For the older kids, forgot about this. I'm just going to blow through these. This is essential competition math for middle school. This is the art of problem solving. This is Richard Ruschiak. I don't know how to say his name properly. He is the founder of AOPS, Art of Problem Solving. He is a math Olympiad champion. He's just a brilliant man, and he is really into. He's very gung-ho about math. Math Olympiad problems, contest problems. If your child does contest problems and they are at least 5th grade and up, they will be using these books right here. I'm not going to open them because they're scary to look at. Like I don't bother with these. My child goes to his weekly 2-hour math competition class, and I'm like, okay, what'd y'all do? You know, I start zoning out as he's telling me, and then I'm like, good, okay. Do I need to give Miss Virginia any checks or anything? And then no. Okay, so that's that. Side note: math competition season starts November. Yeah, well, October, November. Well, the prep time starts. You know, then you'll start doing your I just need to do a video on math competitions. So you got your math Olympiads, which I think are like the holy grails. And those are like 5 competitions. I think they start in October or November. They happen monthly. You're with a team and you take that test, you know, 5 different times. You have Math Kangaroo, which is a phenomenal intro into math competitions. I started my son with that. It's $20 to enter. You don't need to be with a group. You can just go individually, and they give you lots of practice material for free. So Math Kangaroo, that's usually the 3rd week, the 3rd Thursday of March. You have the MOMS. You have the Noetic, which is actually quite hard. You have Math Counts has something. They had something just a few weeks ago. So I'll do a video on all that. Let me move on. The other question that I had was, my child is in 7th grade and he is he's in pre-algebra. He's going into algebra. What do you recommend for summer review? Now, when I hear that, I hear pre-algebra, algebra. And what I have seen is that a lot of students, even those students who think they are smart, are not always fundamentally sound in mathematics. There are some little gaps, however bright they might be. And to plug in those gaps, y'all don't want to know what I say because I blow it up. But what you can do is get this series. It's called The Keys To. Now, this says algebra. They actually have one that's pre-algebra. I have no idea where it is. Oh, I know, because I did a video on what we're doing this summer and then the fall, and so it's in another pile. But anyway, just pretend this says pre-algebra. I think there are 8 books to it. This is a great introduction to pre-algebra. It's also a great refresher for pre-algebra. You have to be dead solid on those pre-algebra concepts, or you will be eaten alive for algebra, definitely geometry. And if you make it to algebra 2, unscathed, it's going to get you in Algebra 2. So do not, I would spend your summer doing the keys to pre-algebra. My son has a math tutor, and my son took pre-algebra in 5th grade, and he did it through the art of problem solving. And I didn't like it. It was chat based. So for those of you who are looking to do the art of problem solving online class, just know it is chat based, unless they changed it within the last 2 or 3 years. It is chat based, and it moves very fast. And it's a whole bunch of nerds who can type really fast, and they say nerdy things. And I was miserable. My son was kind of okay, but I was miserable. So I had my son take the class over again through the Well-Trained Mind. The Well-Trained Mind offers 2 tracks for math. They have the art of problem solving, starting with pre-algebra. You do proofs. So just let you know, you do proofs. I have my husband help because he has an applied mathematical degree. So you do proofs in the art of problem solving math track for the Well-Trained Mind Academy. The other track is Saxon Math, and it's a bit less intense. Saxon Math is a very popular homeschool math curriculum. It's great, and that is an option. But if you want to go the higher route, if you're thinking of STEAM or STEM colleges for your child, you'll want to go the art of problem solving track. You don't have to, but it's going to help in the long run. So pre-algebra, get these books. They will help you out the whole summer. For the subscriber who asked about summer review, it's great. I used it with my son. Okay, now for those of you who don't know or who are new to homeschooling, we love the Life of Fred books, right? But a lot of people don't know that Life of Fred actually goes up to pre-algebra. Well, actually, algebra. But for pre-algebra, for the subscriber who wanted to get some help, pre-algebra, you're really going to focus on percents, decimals, ratios, shoring up those skills before you go into algebra. Now, this will definitely help. This is decimals and percents. Decimals and percents. Oh, let me open the book. Y'all, first of all, I'm hot in here. I'm in my little mama cave. There's no window, no air conditioning. I have a little fan, but I can't turn it on because you won't hear me talk, and I'm just drenched. So just bear with me. So don't worry, pictures come in here. But, this is the Life of Fred. As you know, it's about a boy who gets into all kinds of things, but he tells you great stories. Do you see the theme here? My son he'll be in 8th grade, and he'll be doing Algebra 2. I failed Algebra 2 in high school. I had my son do his math. Everything was through stories, rhymes, lyrics, things to seep into your DNA. And the proof is in the pudding. You think, oh, these books aren't going to do anything. Baby, yes, they will. You got fractions right here. Fractions is the #1 topic that trips up everybody. I don't care how smart you think your kid is. This here gives you all kinds of ways to remember those quirky and pesky fractions and what to do with them. Now we're moving over to the pre-algebra. What do we got here? Oh, I know it is midnight. I know I had so much going on today, and I know when I get on at 7 or 8, it's bedtime for you guys. But catch the playback, and then what I will do, I'll make a condensed video with everything. Y'all know how I do. I'll have graphics and things like that. I'll have our schedule and how I lesson plan. Right now, I'm just trying to throw everything out because I carried all of these books upstairs. So I'm about to show you all these books. But for Gloria, good night, sweetie, and catch the replay if you can. So for Life of Fred, you have your you have 4 pre-algebra books. You have them in physics, biology, economics, and then the one I dropped somewhere around here. There's a 4th one. I think it's chemistry. Yeah, it's chemistry. It's downstairs. Okay? This, you got math in it. So you get to cover your science and your math through stories, through situations, through all kinds of things. So definitely check all these out, okay? I'll put some links later on, probably late tonight, so you guys can see. But look, I'm sweating up a storm, and I still have makeup on, and I feel nasty. All right, algebra. There is an algebra book, and there is a supplement to this algebra book, and I don't know where it is, but I think I did a review on this. So check back on my video playlist and see. And yeah, that's ugly looking, y'all. That's ugly. Do you want your algebra textbook to look like this? Or where's that? Oh, I left a whole pile of books. I have when your child goes into algebra, algebra or pre-algebra, if they're going the STEM route, baby, look at this ugly mess. Now, this is Richard, who is the founder of the Art of Problem Solving. Look at this. This looks like the Gettysburg Address, the Iliad. Look at this. This is what your child's going to be doing. So it would behoove you to put some glory and happiness in their math career before they get older and they have to, do this stuff. Okay? This is what my son was doing in the 5th grade. You have to be mature enough to handle that. So, and I'm telling you, it was hard for us. Here's one, and I'll wrap up with this. Here's one that is puzzles. It's puzzle based. Now this one is hard to find, so I just photocopied this so I can have it for my other kids.